Well guys, we are at one of the locations or potentials. It is a freaking jungle out here. Hasn't been mowed this year and it is just super tall. I will flip the camera around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. We cleared this path. It was a path from many years ago, but about a year and a half, 2 years ago, this path had some new growth in it, some new trees, and you can probably see that one right there. That was all cut down with the brush hog. I had some 6-inch cedars that I came in here and just took the mower to and just knocked them over, which is a good time. And this piece right here needs to be cut back. Alright guys, so right now I am currently at my location. This is the spot that I have chosen for a couple of particular reasons. We have some deer stands in the area, which makes them very accessible during deer season. And this spot is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Straight east is a beautiful view, which would give us the nice morning sunrise. There are two entrances here. There's one that is directly to the right of you. And then there's one directly to the left of me here, to the right of you here. And then it keeps on wrapping around. And right now this is just bare ground. I have not done anything but mow this property. We mowed it every year before season just to make sure it keeps it down. But right now what I'm going to do is get the weed eater out and I'm going to chop down probably a 20 by 20 area, which will come from me to about you, and that will allow me to not keep on running over all this brush, and it'll give me some view on what it's going to look like. From there, I'm going to stake everything out. I'm going to get my pickaxe, and we're going to check the ground, make sure there's no rocks within about a foot of where I need to be at in my dimensions. Because this is extremely rocky ground, a lot of limestone and other hard rocks that are not as easy to build around. This land in this area is actually not buildable per code, but there are no building codes in here. So land survey wise, soil surveys have said that the soil is not good for a structure, and like I said, it's not usable for a home, but for this cabin, I'm going to make it usable. I'm going to overbuild this cabin to the point where it doesn't matter what anybody thinks or what codes would say. It's going to be a quality built home right here with its beautiful view, which I know you guys can't see right now, but that's alright. We'll get to it soon. Alright guys, so a question I've got time and time again in regards to my plans to build a cabin is, am I going to do it with, contract help, or am I going to do it all by myself? And there's a couple of reasons why I'm doing it all by myself. The main one being, I don't want more people out here than need to be out here. I don't want people to know that my cabin's out here when they're not prepper-minded people or they're not trustworthy. That's kind of stupid to do so. And so everything I'm doing is by hand. I could rent equipment or borrow equipment. I would be borrowing equipment from the appropriate people, but there's no reason to have somebody else and pay somebody else come do something that I can do with a little bit of time and a little bit of effort. And the other reason why I'm doing this all by hand and by myself is because there's nothing more satisfying than knowing that you built something. There's a lot of people out there who don't understand that concept. Oh, well, I have money, I'll just pay somebody to do it. If you know how to do the skill, why don't you just take that skill and carry it out? Do your own jobs, you know. Yes, it would be much easier to hire a crew to come out here and dig some holes and set posts and build this thing, but it's just so much better for me to, you know, spend a little bit of money at a time, come out here in this piece of peace. That's what I'm calling this project, Piece of Peace. And you get the satisfaction in the end. Yeah, I mean, sure, you get satisfaction if you just pay somebody, you know, $6,000 or $7,000 to come grade some ground and dig some holes and put a cabin up for you. But what's good in that? Maybe you want something soon. I don't. I want this now, but taking it a little at a time is not a big deal for me. I'm extremely happy for what it is and how it's going about. And it's going to take me a long time to do it, but that's no problem. Quick work of that. Put it on time lapse and just watch it go. My problem is there's something out here that I'm chopping down that is very menthol-y. I'm not for sure. And my nose is burning, but it's more of a menthol burn. It's not like an itchy burn. It's at the front of my nose, like inside the nostrils, not in the back. It's in the inside. I don't know. I'll have to do some research after this. So next thing here I have to do is measure out and then do a little bit of pickaxing. Actually, I'm gonna do a little pickaxing first, see how deep the rock is just to see, and then we'll measure out and stake it out, go from there. One reason why I love this area, persimmon trees. Persimmon trees are everywhere around here. And the deer love them. And right over here, which will be my front yard, there's a whole grove of them. So they're very sporadic around here. They're all over the place. So not, you know, specific, but they're here. So, all right. Now it's time to get some pickaxing done. I'm not excited about that and digging holes, but it's all right. Gotta get it done. All right, so now I have my stakes out. They are placed in a 12 by 16 square. Now, squaring it up per se is not square, just because my stakes are bending in and stuff. It gives me the general dimensions. What I'm gonna do now, I take some marking spray paint. I'm gonna trace the lines and I'm gonna draw a circle around where the stakes are currently, and then that's where I'm going to start digging, and we'll go from there. Now there's a lot of this like woody stuff in between and really thick brush, more or less, that is going to be a pain in my butt, I think, but for the time being I'm not going to worry about getting it gone just because I don't have time for that. So spray paint's number one here. Okay, so now I've got it all painted out. Squares there. I'm going to pull my strings and I'm going to start using the pick just to see how far the rock is from the surface. It's a very, very rocky ground up here with a little bit of topsoil, if any at all. So we'll go do that, and that'll probably include another time lapse. Okay guys, so I now have my holes dug for what they're worth. Okay, I said there were some rocks out here. I mean, look at this. This is some shell rocks. I was thinking, oh yeah, that's big. We can come over here. We have a bunch more. Hey look, that big old rock right there. It's a big old honker. Probably 20 pounds, right? Nice big old thing. Couple over here in this area. Then we come to hole number 1 that I started digging on. I'm like, man, that's really empty. And then I get to the next depth where I need to be at for this corner. This ginormous thing. I don't know, this won't even do justice. I can't even pick it up. I had to use my pickaxe. Had to use the pickaxe to get underneath it because I forgot my 2-inch pry bar. It's 2 inches around, about 7 foot long, to get some leverage to pull it out. Huge. You probably can't see this on camera because my camera is not going to focus today. But the big old red spot was a blister that I didn't know was there. That was about 1/4 inch tall. New blister there, big old blister there, big old blister there. Manual labor. Alright, so the next step today is I'm going to take my lag bolts and screws, or lag bolts and washers. I have my 3 holes for my end caps on each end cap drill. I went to this way instead of a joist because I wanted it to be more secure. And so I'm going to go ahead and put 1 lag bolt in. And what that one lag bolt will let me do is square it up, and then I'm going to set my post into the hole. Once the posts are set square and center to where I need to be, I'm going to get some Quikrete, which I have over here, and I have a cooler that is full of water. Mix this Quikrete up and then pour it into the hole. I've only got 2 50-pound bags, so I can only use as so much as I can. So I went ahead and I got some road gravel to kind of take up that extra space. I know it's not going to be the best way to do it. I'm not going to get a whole lot of Quikrete on the 2x4s themselves, but it'll at least get some of it set, and then I will backfill it with dirt. Not that there's a whole lot of dirt out here to do so. You know, equipment, high-end equipment would be great for these. Like I said, what's that? Sweat, blood, and tears. Sweat, blood, and tears going into this. And then tonight it's going to be sweat, blood, and beer. Just because. My next step is to set my 4x4 posts. I'm actually, I forgot to pick up my 2x4s. I was about to get 2x4s to put on top of the sheathing. I didn't get them. I don't have anything to actually hold the 2x4 or the 4x4s, and so I'm gonna have to use so now my that I have rim as a everything set near the holes where they need to be. I have to take some of the inside of the hole out, simply because all right. I was accounting for the outside dimensions and not so much the inside dimensions as to where the 4x4 posts are going to be sitting. And so, damn gnats. Now I had to cut the inside out, which shouldn't be too hard. Hopefully there's not a big old rock right where I need it to not be at. So, go ahead and get that done.